Hello, friends. So, this video is going to be about a self reflection. I wanted to make this video for a very long time, or this discussion has been in my mind for a very long time. So, I wanted to share this introspection with the students. So, I'll make this disclaimer in the beginning itself. This is not for discrediting anyone. This is not for, passing a harmful intention on anyone. No, it's not going to be that. So the basic question that I'm going to address in this video is about some people clearing in. So basically, we are in UPSC, so we would go automatically to the question of some people are able to clear this examination, in the first attempt, and there are certain people, including myself. So I was also even I tried till the last very end, but I could not clear. That is very blatantly very clear. I have made this confession so many times. Students have this idea of that person could do this in the first attempt within a very short span of time, but I am not able to do this. This is the question that I want to address in this, as to why this is happening, or uh, but more so of why this is happening, I wanted to have an psychological introspection of why we go to this question specifically, and stress ourselves. But this is not a question that we have been addressing, or you might have been addressing from the time you started UPSC. I am very sure that this question has been there from the start, from the school. So I'll take myself personally, because I have been this 80s kids. So that is the point. So you guys are 90s and 2K kids. So what I wanted to do was, as an 80s kid, I wanted to have this self introspection. So I have crossed a substantial amount of time. So I wanted to look back and see how this life has progressed, and why this point of having this point that this person got this but I could not do it. This question has been there in my mind from the start, from the times of school itself. So from the school, you would have seen that person could get this mark, so you are not able to get this mark. There would be comparison as to that person made it to medical college, this person made it to engineering college, that person did this, that person did that. you know from the school, this conversation has been there. And point is that it did not stop after that. It started with jobs. So after we finished college, this discussion immediately came up. That person got placed in this person got placed in this, and everybody went into this self rumination that, okay, I was not able to get into Microsoft or something like that. This discussion did not stop in that. This discussion continued into life. Okay, this person got married, and that person got into some many achievements and stuff like that. This discussion that I started, or so instead of pointing fingers at anyone, I myself am introspecting that from this very young age, we have been in this process of, okay, oh, that happened for them, that this did not happen for me. For example, one thing really hurt me, and when we come to UPSC, it is the pinnacle of all this. I came to UPSC for thinking that I'll become an officer. Instead, what happened was, whatever continued from that school habit continued into UPSC in a significantly higher amount. Uh, Especially one video that I saw of a person who had cleared Group 1, I think. See, I do not know what and who and things like that. So he was talking about in a video that people who are there in UPSC, who only write UPSC and not concentrate on other things, they don't end up clearing, and ultimately they go into this depression. And the word that he used was, they will marry late marriage agum. That word actually, pointed that it was a aimed dart, so I was like thinking into this introspection. Maybe I was wrong. So what do I do about that? Maybe whatever I did from the school, it has been a mistake. How do I rectify that? So I have to, then I went to Einstein to ask if I can change back time. So if I can travel back in time, so he has given this theory of, what is that? You can conceptually or theoretically go back in time, but it does not practically happen. And then I started watching all these time travel movies, and even Surya made that movie, I think. So I thought, okay, let me go back in time, because this person says that only UPSC, if we try, there is bound to be a lot of problem and things like that, and late marriage. So that is the point that he termed that as late marriage. How do I change that? So that was the question that I asked, but I could not change it. I could not change it. Was that affecting anything in terms of how this whole thing operates? I don't think it was affecting, but the things that people kept on talking in terms of, okay, so this comparison, okay, this went into our college groups, and this is the whole thing that everyone starts talking, when we meet. So this is the job you are in, this is the job you are in, this is the house you are in, this is the house you are. See, I okay. Is there any other thing to talk about in life? I do not know. Okay, I do not know. But then I again, so self introspection. So self introspection. Then I did. Then I found out this point that psychologically, or our brain is very much very competent calculating machine. Our brain does not operate like how people imagine it to be, but it's basically a calculating machine. Or anthropology, or evolutionary anthropology taught me that we have developed this brain for a calculation task. That is, the branch is there, the branch is here. So your task as a mammal in forest would have been to jump or not jump. The calculation, whether the distance can be covered or not, in relative terms. That's the point. Whether the trees are greener in that patch or greener in this patch. So should I hang out in this tree and that tree? This calculation has to be done in our mind, and that's the basic start of all this brain. And even, for example, if you look at all the images that we see, the green, yellow, blue, whatever color that we see around, it's not the color that is there, or else I will put it in simple terms. There is a cone or a rod, you might have heard it in 12th standard biology or 10th standard biology. That's how you see color. Colors are not direct point. How your brain interprets color is that by comparing three colors, that is blue, red, and green. Intensive relative of any particular, let's assume that one particular point is there and three colors are there. If green is more, your eyes will say that, okay, or your brain will say that, okay, that is green. Or if it is red is more, your eyes will say that red. All the composition colors will be in that. So you're not saying green. Relatively higher composition of green looks green, relatively higher composition of red looks red. That's the basic of it. Now you think about your brain is actually comparing intensities. Your brain is comparing distance. Your brain is comparing, okay, this is how I have to go. This is how your brain developed. That is now pushed into this human zoo. That is the point. See, we are all now pushed into this human zoo or an urban zoo, where we are competing against each other every moment, from the start, from the school, from everything that you do. Okay, that rank, this rank. This is the point that everyone keeps talking from the beginning. Even from the start, even before that, they would start comparing, okay, taller, shorter. That is how our brain is developed. And the point is that, again, this gets intensified to a higher extent in UPSC. The first point I noticed in UPSC here was it was not like college, it was not like school. Even in school and college, all this comparison was there. It was lighter, the moments were lighter. But in UPSC, the moments were very hard. I have seen people, they don't share notes. Okay, so don't give them notes. Don't tell that this current affairs itself is a useless thing. But they will tell that, okay, don't tell that source. Don't tell that this. Don't tell them this trick. Okay, oh, this is my student. Don't send it to that person. What kind of I do not know what this intensification of whatever we have been achieving, or whatever, sorry, not achieving, whatever we have done started in UPSC. Now come to this again. So finally coming to this question on, so how do these students do that? Understand this very clearly. This comparison brain cannot be shut off, especially when you are alone preparing in the night. This brain will keep on, calling to you and saying that, please compare the intensity, please compare the intensity, your position, that position, your position, that position. But ask the brain to shut it off, because one point, that is a point I realized. So being an 80s kid, I realized that growing up, we actually look at this world towards us. This world, உலகம் பிறந்தது எனக்காக, or this world revolves around us. That's so. Growing up, I realized that it's not true. The world is a larger place. The world has so many other things. It does not care. It does not. It cares, but it does not have to mean that, okay, that person got this, you got this, so the universe is sad. No, universe is very neutral. You are sad in terms of looking at this life towards you. Growing up, you should understand life is outside. You have to point towards the other people. How well you are able to, give good things to other people. So I'll come to that a little later. But now come to this point of how, these people do that. First point, understand it. I will give you some certain examples without referring to anything. So people will say, okay, Tamil, I was say this, but Tamil எனக்கு ஆர்வம். Tamil ஆர்வம், I do agree. You have to have an higher amount of respect and love for your optional subject, so that you will get a higher score. That's a true fact. But you should understand this fact very, very well, that you compare the list of marks that options get. Tamil gets an higher score, or any other subject that people say. So political science, they will say, or anthropology. So anthropology being my subject, I used to have geography as my subject. I used to battle out geography for 4 mains. I used 4 mains. I battled it out. But then I thought, okay, let us switch to anthropology. I switched to anthropology. How much amount of score I used to get in 2 papers of geography, I got it in anthropology. That means that the choice of the option that I had was wrong. I was battling it for 4 years. This is the problem that, some might have. Wrong. See, I'm not saying anthropology is the only option that you should choose. I'm saying the choice of an option is a significant, important point in this examination. See, there is a rumor that option can be removed. This rumor has been there for a very long time. If they remove the option, well and good. I have been praying for removing the option to this universe for a very long time, because my whole point was I used to score well in essay and GS, but I was not scoring as to the point it has to be scored in my geography optional for 4 mains. Now come to the point of choice of option. The person who would actually clear this exam, as you are referring to, in a very short span of time, might have had this, edge of choosing the correct option. Correct things might have happened. Correct guidance. See, guidance not in terms of an institute, guidance in terms of, parents, or how they grew up. Somebody, coming and tell you that this is possible. Somebody should have been there or would have been there to show you the direction. This is possible. They would have, you should look at people who have cleared. They might have had. Another example is that, see, they won't, or you are seeing people that, I cannot stress on this fact more. I've said this already. They would have higher marks in an optional subject, engineering subject, or an some other subject. Your optional is different. You are studying something else. You have written this mains with something else. It might not give that much of mark that year. So this calculation, definitely no one would understand. But you can ask anyone who is writing mains, they would know this. Anyone writing mains, anyone who have seen the marks, they would know that each year a particular option will gain marks, a particular option will not gain marks. A particular person may have marks, particular person may not have marks. That's a different kind of story when you write mains. So when we come to somebody, somebody using that, that's the point I said. I used to believe on all these things. Okay, that person did all. You please check for a fact. The first point that you should check when somebody clears is their optional score. How much did they score in their optional? How much did they score in their interview? These two marks play a very high amount of role. This is why I used to say that, don't see, the point is that they will get high scores in their optional. They would they'll come and say that no, don't read all this newspaper and stuff like that. See, newspaper is the most essential part of having your essay and your GS. This is a very significant part, but you are compromising this uh, by the verdict of getting us some high marks in some optional. Don't do that. That's a this is the point. So how do we so this regret, so as I have explained, this regret has been there with me for a very long time. Even today I regret the fact that, okay, maybe I could not do what people are doing in very short span of time. I'm not going to refer to anything else. This circumstantial differential growing up has resulted in different consequences. Now, for example, when I look back, this time three people had cleared. Last time two people had cleared. I was not sure that this could ever happen. So to see the names in the PDF, I thought never it could happen. But people are clearing. People are clearing when we give the right direction. They do clear. Maybe the time may differ as to the uh, choice of things that circumstantial differences that we may have in life, that we have to deal with it. As I said, growing up, we think that only this is a world revolving around me. But growing up, I realized the fact that this is a world which is larger, and happiness does not come in a few days or a few years. You will realize happiness does not come because, okay, I had all this. Okay, I am an IAS, or an happiness does not come that way. I am an IPS. No, it's not going to come just because you're an IAS or an IPS. It's going to come because the work that you are going to do in somebody or someone's life, which is going to change their life, is what is going to give you happiness. The happiness that, is derived from power, fame, and money. To say it is, to say it is momentary, it may sound like a cliche, but it is a truth. You can, in a few years you will understand, because these things have to be gathered more and more and more and more and more. Because one day, if it is not, again, your brain is a machine. One day if it is less, the next day it should be high. Otherwise your brain is going to go low. Making somebody's life different, making changes in somebody's life, having people around you who like you, who are with you, and the love that you have towards this life, towards the people around you, towards the universe. This is what will drive you to a happy and a long life. I wish you all, please don't do the mistakes that we have been doing. I have been doing since my school days. This tutu me me, you are here, you are there. Even today, I see my friends doing that. I sometimes am scared to go to a friends meeting because that's all it is. That's all it is. This person, that person, this happens, that happens. What are you doing? What? See, nobody even discusses, okay, this book is nice. Or what did you do? What kind of a changes you are making in others' life? What kind of a things are, how happy are you? Did you see? Nothing else, is driving anyone, not anyone, driving many of the people. That's point of, getting into the lives of a materialistic universe, and a self introspection that you can do for bettering the lives of people surrounding you and yourself. The choice is within you. You can compare, you can have, okay, I cleared this exam, oh, I cleared this exam in this amount. Or you can, talk about how well are you going to go to this, this whole service, and help people and make them better. I hope I made some sense. I hope that, this introspection, this is an introspection video. This is not to, say that this person is like that, that person is like that. This is a self introspection video. I will conclude with the Leonardo da Vinci. I sincerely believe that this person is more influential in my life than I think. Leonardo da Vinci, at the age of 30, actually was not called for a meeting where almost all the artists in that area would be called for that meeting. It would be organized by the Pope, except for Leonardo da Vinci. Others, everyone will go. But today, if you see, whoever went to that meeting, I do not know the names of those people. Maybe some people may know, but Leonardo da Vinci is the name that is left out in memory of, this whole universe. It does not end if something does not happen to you at a particular age. The history speaks. History is a long arc. Grow your history. Be your history. You can be whatever you want at whatever age you want. Surround yourself with good people, love, and affection. You will do well in life. All the best.